Kenyans are still celebrating the signing of a new constitution, marking a new dawn in their nation. I recently sat down with Elkanah Odembo, Kenya's new ambassador to the United States. And in part one of my interview, I asked him what challenges the new constitution might present to Kenya's 2012 general elections.
It will challenge the new election and election process because it will be an election like no election that we've had before. We are creating new institutions, and therefore there will be new representations at different levels. We have parliament, we will have an upper house, we will have a senate. We have a president who will have to choose a running mate. We have a president who is going to be running for nothing but the presidency, as opposed to what we've had until now, where the president is both a member of parliament and the president and head of state and head of government. That's changing.
Give us a sense of what it will be like politically after the election, if everything goes smoothly.
We have a system where the executive, as we have known it, is going to change so fundamentally because in the system that we've had, that we are just coming out from, you have members of parliament who are then subsequently appointed by the head of state to form the cabinet. So you have a situation where an individual is both a member of parliament and a member of the cabinet. We will instantly be able to see a situation where, because you have a cabinet that is appointed from outside of parliament, a clear separation of those functions and those responsibilities between the legislature and the executive arm of government.
Many people are still apprehensive, and they wonder, what is it in the new constitution that has taken care of any dispute that may ensue from an election that happens in the future? What is there specifically that will create a forum or a platform of resolution of issues such that people don't have to resort to violence?
We have a situation where the judiciary is going to go through a complete overhaul within the next year. But also the fact that we have institutions, other institutions that have been put in place, I think that will preempt some of the things that happen. For one, we have an electoral commission that, if this referendum is anything to go by, is much more effective and efficient compared to the electoral commissions that we've had before. A significant level of independence, which I think is very, very important. It is very impartial, and that has to do with the process that they went through before they were in place.
One thing that is in this new constitution that perhaps those in the country may not necessarily see the significance is the provision for dual citizenship. Yes. What does this mean to the country? What does this mean to the Kenyan diaspora?
The foreign policy, Kenya's foreign policy now, of our 5 sort of strategic objectives in the foreign policy today, the diaspora is one of those 5. In other words, it is incumbent upon us as a country, and particularly those of us who are out in the missions, to engage with the diaspora to make sure, to ensure that, to encourage them, to motivate them, to mobilize them, to become effective participants in the development and the progress, and to provide and develop for them structures and infrastructures that will enable their meaningful participation and their meaningful engagement with things that are taking place at home. So what this does is that it opens up for them, Kenya. It says to them that Kenya is now open to you to come back regardless of what other passport you hold. You are Kenyan, and you are Kenyan by right, and we are inviting you to come back and to continue to engage with us, to participate with us in nation building, because we acknowledge and appreciate the resources and the capacities that some of these people have.
Kenya has up to 5 years to implement the entire new constitution. Join me tomorrow for part 2 of my conversation with Ambassador Odembo.